Yes, Honorable Ako.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Ito, hindi ko na po tatanungin sila sa binasa ko ngayong hapon na ito. But I would just like to know whether PhilHealth has submitted all the documents required of them by the members of this committee in the last hearing.
Comsec.
Yes, sir. PhilHealth has complied with the second and third, particularly on digitalization and collection efforts. For the first one, they submitted it just today, Your Honor. PCEO Ledesma po.
From the list, there are supposed to be
3.
from letter A to M. First one is to provide a detailed breakdown of the ratio of funds allocated to benefit payouts versus investments sourced from the 2023 and 2024 government subsidies. But anyway,
Not yet. Not
sige,
yet.
since si Chairman ay may lakad, may I ask the head of PhilHealth, sinabi po nyo kanina na yung COA ay nakaka-istorbo sa inyong mga operations. Would that be correct?
Mr. Chair, hindi naman, I think nakaka-istorbo is the wrong word.
Yung, ano ang appropriate term?
Maybe they just have certain guidelines which we at PhilHealth want to strictly adhere to.
Hindi ba dapat ganon?
Dapat ganon, Mr. Chair.
Yes, bakit nyo po, are you not supposed to operate within the guidelines of COA dahil binabantayan po nila yung public funds eh? Hindi po ba?
Yes po, ginagawa po namin yan, Mr. Chair.
Bakit po kayo nagre-reklamo? At sinasabi nyo pa na yun ang dahilan kung bakit, kung minsan, naantala yung inyong mga operations. Yun po yung i-interject ko kanina sana eh. Hindi ko na nakalimutan dahil inilista ko rito eh. Kayo po ang nagsabi nun.
What I meant, Mr. Chair, can I respond? What I meant, Mr. Chair, kasi yung sa RTH tsaka sa denied claims po, ang sinasabi po namin, very strict rin yung guidelines ng COA that we have to follow. We have to adhere to their guidelines. Kung hindi po, makakahanap sila po ng mga pagkakamali po sa amin po. Yun ang ibig ko sabihin po.
Are you trying to tell this committee that we have to relax the guidelines of COA? We're speaking of public funds here. Hindi ba dapat mas mahigpit, mas maganda?
Yes po. Actually po, more on compliance lang po. No? Not relax the guidelines po.
Okay.
Thank you po.
Thank you. There was an issue before. Ito, hindi na po galing sa akin. May nag-text na po sa akin na ito ang tatanungin ko po sa inyo. Nakalagay nga rito, pwede ask mo kung because in 2020, if I remember it right, merong controversy yung IRM. Tama po ba?
Yes po.
Yes. And cases were filed. Is that correct?
Yes po.
Yes. May I know the status kung na-close book na ito, yung issue na ito?
Mr. Chair, if I can be allowed po, kasi wala pa po ako ng 2020, no?
I know.
So, Mr. Chair, if I can be allowed to maybe ask one of my colleagues to address the queries.
Please.
Okay lang ba po?
Kasi nakalagay dito, pwede ask mo kung kumusta na yung mga nakasuhan sa IRM, ano na ba yung status? May
Attorney Santos,
nanagot
would you
na
like
po
to
ba para
respond?
sa close book na ito?
Mr. Chairperson, Honorable Representative Acop, for the information of the body, the officers involved during the development of the policy on IRM are present here, Mr. Chairperson. Probably, if proper, we can... So, they were also respondents in cases filed. Probably, Mr. Chairperson, we can request them to update on the cases filed against them. Mr. Chairperson, please.
Yes, asan po sila?
Are you not supposed to know that?
Mr. Chairperson, Honorable Representative Acop, I'm not a party to the cases filed, Mr.
Yeah, but
Chairperson.
that involve the funds. Insofar as PhilHealth is concerned.
Yes, Mr.
Legal
Chairperson.
ka, di ba?
No,
Chief
Mr.
Operating
Chairperson.
Officer.
dati.
Yes, Mr. Chairperson. I understand, Mr. Chairperson, but
I do not, I am amazed why a high-ranking officer of the PhilHealth doesn't know what happened in 2020. May mga kaso na na-file dito. Yung ang constituent ko, sinasabi nga niya hindi ko na nga kayo tinatanong doon sa inihanda ko. Ang tinatanong ko na lang para masatisfy ko yung nag-text sa akin, tanungin ko kayo. And you're not going to give me an answer? Ha?
yes, Mr. Chairperson, Honorable Representative Akop.
Just give us the status of the case.
Honestly, Mr. Chairperson, I do not have information as to the status filed against the respondents or those involved during the development and implementation of IRM. But they are here, Mr. Chairperson, probably individually they can give the
Mr.
status.
Chair, I think you have the urgency for time. So may I just request that PhilHealth submits the current status insofar as this IRM fiasco is concerned?
Yes, Mr. Chairperson, Honorable Representative Akop.
Thank you. Meron din po silang sinasabi po rito recommendations. Yung mga OFWs, they are direct contributors. Tama po ba?
Yes, Mr. Chairperson.
Yes, Mr.
Honorable
Chair.
Representative.
Yes. Sinusunod nila yung contribution table na sweldo na isang, for example, DH sa Hong Kong, for example, ang sweldo niya 50,000 times 0.05 or 5%. So, ang amount ay 2,500 a month ang babayaran niya na premium. Tama po?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Kaso, sabi dito, wala naman po siyang employer Hindi naman natin ma-charge yung employer dahil nasa foreign country, foreign citizen yung amo niya. Wala siyang kahati. Yun ang sinasabi niya. Bakit hindi raw hatiin yung 2,500 at yung kalahati, yun lang ang babayaran nung for OFW natin. Hindi po sa akin to.
Yeah.
Nagte-text po sila yung mga
Mr. Chair.
nanonood
Yeah. Sorry. Mr. Chair, can we ask Sir Lem, who heads our member management group, to comment, please? Sir Lem. can you
Yes,
comment?
Mr. Chair. And this is, tama po kayo, Honorable Chair. And that is one of those provisions we are proposing for the UHC amendment. Kasi sa UHC po, nakalagay po doon, ang mga migrant workers po are included as direct contributors. So yun po yung namin, one of those proposal po.
So, PhilHealth is amenable to half the amount.
Yes po, hindi ko po alam kung kailan. Yes po, we recognize po na kailangan pong tulungan.
But it needs a law.
Yes
Yun
po.
lang po ang gusto niyo sabihin.
Yeah,
We
po.
have to amend the law.
Yes po.
Thank you. The other issue is madaming claims denied since ang dahilan they were filed beyond 60 days. Tama rin po ba ito?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Pwede po bang, are you amenable of amending the law na increase yung 60 days to 75 days? Tinatanong po nung nag-text sa akin Hindi naman po akin to.
Mr. Chair, we can look into it po.
Yeah.
We can look into increasing the number of days po.
Yeah. The other issue is that there are plenty of plantilla positions that remain vacant. But they also have employees who have been under them for more than a decade. Would this be true?
May I answer, sir? May I answer?
Yeah, go ahead.
Mr. Chairperson, Honorable Representative Akop, insofar as appointment is concerned, I believe that we are updated in the filling up of vacant position. But as to whether or not there are still vacant positions, we'll submit a report as to the status of our filled in as well as vacant position. Mr. Chairperson, Honorable Representative Akop.
Okay. Nandito po yung recommendation niya. PhilHealth is long overdue for a reorganization since the last impactful one was around 2007. I do not know if this is true. Tama?
Mr. Chair, we currently have a pending major reorganization with the GCG.
Ay, Mas Manny, pakisagot lang po yung kwan. Hindi ko
Yeah.
po katanungan
Yes, Mr.
ito.
Chair.
Yes. Kasi, sabi niya, in light of the UHC Act in 2019 and all these enhancements on its health packages, the likelihood of increased claims is a certainty. How would the top brass of PhilHealth plan to address this? Kasi, kaya ko po sinasabi sa inyo ito yung galing sa ground na eh. Hindi na po galing sa amin. Ito yung kanilang observation.
Mr. Chair, so we would address it by our pending reorganization, wherein we will increase the number of manpower by 30%. And we also are moving forward with our full digitalization, Mr. Chair. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. Mr. Chair, kailangan nyo umalis eh. That would be all. There will be another hearing where I can ask my official questions. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you po. There be no other matters to discuss. Do I hear a motion to suspend?
May I move that we suspend the meeting on PhilHealth, Mr. Chair. So move.
Is there any second to the motion? Duly seconded. Is there any objection? Hearing none, the motion is carried. The committee hearing is now suspended until further notice. Thank you.
Sayang yung basa ko. Sayang yung basa ko.
Stock knowledge.
Pati COA report, nandito eh.
On the basis of yung pangangailangan ng ating mga kababayan in terms of hospitalization, health needs, etc., ay actually mas mababa. Tama?
Tama po, Mr. Chair.
So, ito ay isang dahilan kung bakit nagkakaroon talaga in the end ng surplus funds. Tama ba?
Tama po, Mr. Chair.
Ibig sabihin, kasi lagi na lang namin sinasabi, pasensya na lang po PhilHealth, na naku, ang dami niyong pondo, pero dahil for some reason or the other, ayaw niyong gastusin or mabagal ang paggastos, ang dami niyong denied claims, ang daming return to hospital claims, etc., etc. Tuloy, ang daming natitirang pera. Di ba lagi naming sinasabi yon? Pero hindi namin napo-point out na ang isang dahilan din kung bakit maraming natitira taon-taon is because may ganoong disconnect na pataas ng pataas ang tax rates at gayon pa rin kadami ang smokers. And in fact, recently on the basis of the 2023 FNRI survey, dumami unfortunately ang smokers natin. So we can just imagine ang laki ng tax collections. Therefore, if we use the sin tax laws as the basis, talagang it should be not a surprise na magkakaroon talaga ng malaking pera ang requirement na i-remit na national government sa PhilHealth, and that would be much, much bigger than what is actually needed or what PhilHealth is capable of spending at this point in time. Do you agree with that?
Tama po yun. That's correct, Your Honor. Yung actual performance nila sa ngayon, which can be improved.
Yes. So, do you agree na siguro magandang panahon ngayon dahil ang dami-daming debates and it's good that we have debates, di ba? Okay lang naman yon. But siguro ang isang take-away natin lahat is panahon na i-review natin ang basehan ng magkano ba dapat ang i-remit ng gobyerno sa PhilHealth for purposes of fully supporting the National Health Insurance Program. Kasi kami sa Kongreso, kami, mga members, kami po ang nakakasagupa talaga ng mga nangangailangan ng hospitalization support every day of our lives. Kaya po, this is that's why emotional kami pagdating dito sa issue na to. Yun ang dahilan po, pasensya na lang. But do you agree that yan ang kailangan natin gawin sa ngayon?
Tama po yun, Mr. Chair, Honorable Kimbo, yung patutunguhan yung language sana na kailangan baguhin. Kasi merong version, kung di po nagkakamali yung 2013 na syntax, mas flexible. Pwedeng pupunta sa PhilHealth, yung pong individual-based services, pwedeng pupunta sa DOH, or even, kung di po nagkakamali sila, Honorable Garin yung naglagay nun yung HPEP, nakasulat po yun sa original. And then dun sa more recent versions kasi, naging para bang masyadong atado na para lang doon supposedly, pero hindi nga kayang gastusin.
Alam ba natin, siguro itatanong ko kay Dr. Ish, alam ba natin, kasi Dr. Ish, ikaw yata ang namamahala ng benefit packages, alam ba natin kung magkano ang actually na ginagastos ng PhilHealth para sa mga smoking-related diseases? Like halimbawa for 2024?
Mr. Chair, I'm sorry, Honorable Kimbo. We can provide the data po, but I don't have any right.
But would you confirm na I know kasi top 10 is, number 1 is dialysis, ganun ba yun?
Sa procedures po natin, number 1 is dialysis. Sa medical illnesses naman po, it's bronchopneumonia.
So, can you just submit to us, yun nga po,
Smoking-related diseases.
ano ang estimate po ninyo ng lahat ng ginastos po ninyo in
Smoking-related
the last
diseases.
5 years na matitiis out yun naman yun sa sobrang complicated ng case rates, di ba, na smoking-related, para malaman natin. Kasi we really need to know, kasi that's the intent of the syntax law. So, yun po, that's, and sa
Yes,
next
Mr.
point
Chair.
ko naman po, ano po ang ulit ang corporate budget natin? It's 284 billion, tama po?
Yes po, Mr. Chair.
And then if we subtract, kasi 270, magkano po ang para sa benefits dyan?
271, Mr. Chair.
And so magkano po matitira for admin?
12.5 more or less, Mr.
So
Chair.
12.5 billion is, in short, admin expense budget. Ito, bale, ang panueldo ninyo. Tama?
Tama po. Pang-sweldo at saka pang-operation, maintenance operating expenses po.
Okay, ilan porsyento dito ang para sa sweldo and benefits of employees?
5.8 po ang PS cost po natin dito.
5.8 billion pesos. Okay. So, and ayon sa batas, merong ceiling na pwedeng igastos para sa admin expenses. Tama po? Which is,
Tama po.
magkano po ngayon ang ceiling?
Nasa 14 billion,
14
Mr.
bill
Chair. Opo.
ang ceiling for this year. At paano po, anong basis can you, based on the law,
batay sa batas po, the ceiling is computed actual premium collection of year 2024 and multiplied by 7.5%, Mr. Chair.
that's the maximum na allowed.
Yes
Tama po?
Yes po.
And pag sinabing premium collection, this is from direct contributors, meaning mga sweldado na kinakaltasan, tama po?
Including
Plus?
indirect po.
Plus, which means including yung government subsidy.
Opo.
Tama po?
Opo.
So, kung malaki ang subsidy, 100 billion halimbawa, kasama yan dito sa basihan sa inyong admin expense. Tama po?
Opo.
So,
Mr. Chair, Kong Stella, the actual collection year 2024 based on our cash position report, nasa 203 billion pesos po. 203 billion multiplied by 7.5, nasa 15 billion po siya, not 14.
so that's the maximum na pwede. Pero
Yes po.
ang nilagay nyo lang is 12.5.
Opo.
And of that, 5.8 is for your salaries and benefits.
Yes po.
Okay. So nakabase pala siya sa premium collection.
Yes po, Mr. Chair.
So, iyon din ang dahilan kung bakit tuwing nagpupunta kayo dito sa Kongreso ay talagang pressured kayo na kailangan malaki ang makuha natin na subsidiya mula sa gobyerno. Tama?
Tama po, Mr.
Kasi
Chair.
kung halimbawa na zero kayo, ang laki ng ibabagsak ng inyong admin expense. Tama? Kasi ngayon 12.5 billion ang pwede. zero kayo this year. So next year, magkano ang magiging maximum? Ang maximum ngayon, sorry, is 15 billion, right?
Mr. Chair, if we can collect the estimated 203,
Yes.
and ito po yung pinaka-base po
Okay,
natin.
times?
Times 7.5, more or less nasa 15 billion pa rin po.
Oh, okay. So, yun ang maganda. Dahil sa, well, kumbaga, looking at the glass half full rather than half empty, ang isang magandang effect ng zero subsidy is that ngayon, nape-pressure kayong mangolekta ng premiums na direct. Tama ba ako? Kasi last year, magkano ang kinolekta ninyo na direct premiums?
Sa direct po ay nasa
100, it's definitely less than 203, tama?
yes po. From the hindi ito. The other one.
Madam Chair, if I may.
200 ano na lang, Madam Chair, 204 minus 9. That's from the direct, Madam Chair, Mr. Chair, 195 more or less, Madam,
Okay,
Mr. Chair.
so pressured kayo to increase your premium collections by about 9 billion pesos so that you're able to at least maintain your maximum ceiling. Tama po?
Yes po.
Yun. So, yun ang something that kailangan natin abangan. By next year, wala na po ako dito. So, iniiwan ko po na baon sa inyo na sana tanungin ninyo next year kung ano nga, or by the end of the year, kung ano magiging premium collections nila if indeed na-hit nila yung target collections. Ang next ko po, Mr. Chair, is para lang maliwanagan tayong lahat, no? Yung ano nangyayari sa premiums kapag hindi magamit? Kasi halimbawa ako, madalang po ako sa ospital. Pero taon-taon, nagbabayad kasi salaried kami, di ba? So kami po ay subject to the 5% times 100,000 ang maximum ceiling, di ba? So 5% of 100,000 per month, naghuhulog kami ng 5,000 pesos. Times 12, 60,000 pesos. However, hindi po ako halos na ospital. So, yun ang siguro ang palaisipan ng maraming tao, especially yung younger workers. Ano ang nangyayari doon sa unused premium ko sa taon na to?
Mr. Chair.
Maybe, sige po, sino pwede magpaliwanag? Pwede bang si Asek Albert?
Yes, Mr. Chair, Honorable Kimbo. Sa isang pay-as-you-go system or parang paluwagan, kung di ka nagkasakit sa ngayon, may iba pong dapat na gumamit nung inyong binigay. Dahil ang usapan ay, pag tayo naman ay tumanda at lahat naman tayo ay tumatanda, babaliktad, merong ibang mas bata na siya namang malakas sa pangangatawan na nagbibigay ng sweldo na siya namang gagamitin natin. Or para mas madaling tandaan, sa loob ng pamilya natin, kung meron tayong lolo't lola at lahat tayo ay meron, siya yung gumagamit nung hindi natin nagagamit na hinuhulog natin.
Okay, in other words, good night na yon para sa akin, right?
Opo.
At iniisip ko na lang na sinasubsidize ko naman yung lolo at lola ko
Tama
na
po.
maaaring na-hospitalize, di ba? So, ganon. That's,
Congresswoman,
yun ang ibig. Yes,
Can I just give you 2 more questions?
yes, I'll just very quickly.
Okay, pasensya na po at medyo
Yes.
may ano lang po. May
Yes.
kompromiso lang po.
How many
Thank you po.
minutes?
5 minutes?
Okay, sige.
Okay, thank you po.
So my point being, para lang naiintindihan ng tao, kapag for 1 year nagulog ka at hindi nagamit, yun ay hindi naaasahan ng members na makuha as savings. Tama ba yun?
Tama po, hindi
Because
pwedeng
that's how-
savings.
Because
hindi
that's
pwedeng
how an insurance system works.
Tama po.
So ganon. And if in case, like in the situation of PhilHealth, ay meron pang excess funds at the end of the year, ang tanong is, paano yun mapapakinabangan ng mga Pilipino? Yun ang tanong, di ba?
Opo.
So, kaya, ayon sa batas, there are 2 things. One is, dagdagan mo pa ang benefits or babaan mo ang kokolektahan mo na premium sa susunod na taon. So, tanong, alam naman natin na nag-expand kayo ng benefits at ginagawa niyo yan, especially this year, na bonggang-bonggang pag-increase. Pero tanong, nagbaba na ba kayo ng premiums? Pres Mandy?
Not yet po. Not yet, Mr. Chair.
So, yun ang dapat natin lalong isipin, di ba? Lando na nga sa batas yun eh, di ba? So, in fact, panawagan nga yun ni Speaker, sabi niya, pag-isipan ninyo, di ba? Pwede naman mag-moratorium dahil sa totoo lang, ang dami pang natitira na pondo. So, kasi nga, ang isang health insurance program, pero social health insurance program kayo eh. Asek Albert, magkano ba dapat ang tubo ng isang social health insurance program?
0 po ang tubo ng isang social health insurance program.
Wala dapat tubo, di ba? In fact, may reserves kayo na 280 billion, pero maximum reserves ito sa ilalim ng batas. So, a few more minutes, ubusin ko na po. Ano po ang sa ating, may special provision po tayo sa GAA 2024 na you are required to undergo or to have an actuarial validation. Ito po ba ay ginawa natin?
Mr. Chair, may I?
Yes, please, please identify yourself.
Okay, Nerissa Santiago
Melissa
po.
Santiago.
Yes.
Okay, please.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you, Honorable Kimbo. Yun po sa actuarial valuation, we had a consultant in 2024 na gumawa po ng, at nag-review po ng aming valuation for 2024. So,
Ano ang kanyang findings?
So far po, even prior to that, meron po kami mga reviews. May mga improvement po in terms of how we will be conducting the valuation, yung mga assumptions. But in totality po, wala naman po major finding na.
Wala siyang finding.
There are some for improvement din po na in terms of assumptions kasi po prior to this consultant we didn't have the personal complement to do the studies to support our assumptions. So they recommended the studies that we need to do to support the assumptions that we are using po.
So, ang tagal-tagal na po natin in existence, kulang ang ating actuarial support.
When you say, Mr. Chairman, you say actuarial support, you mean the personal complement po? Yes po. It was only last year that we had additional 5 personal complement, courtesy po of the approval ng GCG in 2021.
Pero, Mr. Chair, obviously, ito ay isang dahilan kung bakit tayo nasa ganitong sitwasyon na ang PhilHealth ay nagiging investment bank na at nakakalimutan ang mandato. Kasama tingin ko yon, kasama ang kakulangan ng actuarial studies at dapat regular yan eh. Kasi siya ang makakaalam kung gaano kababa ang pwedeng ibaba ng premium contributions. Kasi sa ngayon, ayon sa batas, kahit wala tayong ginagawa, pataas ng pataas ng pataas. Every year, merong automatic increases. Buti na lang hanggang 2025 na lang. But that's how it is. Pero clearly, hindi naman yan based on actuarial factors, di ba? So, sana sa susunod na hearing, bigyan nyo kami ng mas konkretong steps na gagawin ng ating management para masigurado or ma-assure kami na magkakaroon ng mas proper na actuarial management ang ating napakalaking pondo na baka umabot na ng 800 billion by the end of this year. So finally, just to wrap up, isang tanong na lang siguro kay Asek Albert, kung meron kang gripo na may tumutulong tubig at meron kang timba na sumasalo doon sa tubig at napuno na ang timba dahil nakabukas ang tubig, anong dapat natin gawin?
Para hindi humasayang yung tubig, sinasara po yung gripo.
Pero siguro, magandang gawin, bago natin isara ang gripo, palakihin ang timba. Yun naman ang gusto ng Kongreso. Kaya paulit-ulit kami naghihiring, mga kababayan. Hindi po kami nagkulang sa kasasabi po sa PhilHealth na kailangan natin palakihin ang timba. Kung kulang yung timba na yan, bumili ng another timba para makasalo ng tubig na umaapaw. Dahil nga, sige lang ng sige ang pagkolekta ng buwis at pagpasa sa inyo dahil ang basehan ay ang koleksyon ng buwis na kinokolekta sa mga hindi tumitigil na naninigarilyo. Yun ang problema po. Kaya lang, anong gagawin natin despite the fact na ang kulit-kulit na namin, ganun pa rin ang sitwasyon, pansamantala siguro, baka para ma-remind na kailangan na talagang bumili ng mas malaking timba, anong kailangan gawin, Asek Albert?
Pansamantala pong isara yung gripo.
Si DOH po nagsabi nun, hindi po kami. So, yan po ang, I will end there, Mr. Chair. Marami pa tayong pwedeng tanungin, but next hearing na lang po, Mr. Chair. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you po.